Hello, my beautiful students. My name is Camille. Welcome back to my channel, Learn English with Camille, where I teach English in fun and interactive ways. And sometimes I do reading. And I've done reading mostly with my beginner books. I have done some intermediate reading times as well. But today I wanted to read a story from my intermediate English book of short stories, which if you want the full book, you can download it from my website, learnenglishwithcamille.com, as a PDF. It also comes with audio. It's paid. It's not a free resource. This video is free, or you can find it on Amazon. So we're going to get started with today's reading. This is the 21st story. So we say 21, 21st. The 21st story in the book, and it's called Getting Gas. So we say gas in American English. It is short for gasoline, which is a liquid. People get very confused because they want to say petrol, which you can. It is a British English word, and we do not use it in American English, but people will understand you. I'm going to go ahead and read. It's just a short page, and I'll have it up on the screen so you can follow along. I'm going to go ahead and read the whole thing, and then I'll go back sentence by sentence and explain anything that might be confusing. Feel free to pause the video at any time, and at the end of the video, we're actually going to do some multiple choice questions together to test your comprehension. So let's get started. Jackson was driving down the freeway when all of a sudden he heard the ding sound that his car made when his tank was low on gas. Uh-oh, he thought to himself. Then he saw a sign that said, "Food and gas in 1 mile." Phew, I can get off on the next exit and get gas, he said aloud. He didn't know why, but he always waited until he was on E to get gas. His wife got so annoyed by this. She wished he would get gas sooner because she didn't want to end up stranded on the side of the road. Jackson got off the exit and pulled into the nearest gas station. Gas prices were $3.20 a gallon. He had a 15-gallon tank. Inflation had been tough for Jackson. The cost of gas, food, and just about everything had increased. He put his credit card in the slot, selected the type of gasoline he wanted, and unscrewed his gas cap. Then he put the gas nozzle into the hole and filled his tank. He waited for his receipt to print, got back into his car, and headed home. His wife would be happy to have a full tank of gas. Okay, going back over this, Jackson is the boy's name, was driving down the freeway. So a freeway in American English is usually an open highway with more than one lane. So that is where he was driving. Down the freeway, there's probably a lot of cars, and they go faster. They go at a faster speed on the freeway. When all of a sudden, it's like in a moment, he heard the ding, like the beep or the ding, I don't know, sound his car made when his tank was low on gas. So he didn't have much fuel, you can say as well. But we just say gas. I'm not joking. We just say gas. So, uh-oh, that's, I'm sure, pretty universal. Uh-oh, like there's a problem. He thought to himself. Then he saw a sign that said food and gas in 1 mile. So you know the little signs that you see when you're driving, maybe you're on a road trip, and it lets you know what's coming up. So food and gas in 1 mile. So we use miles in the United States. We don't use kilometers. So 1 mile. Phew, which is an expression of like, okay, good, phew, like I'm okay, like relief, an expression of relief. Okay, phew, I can get off on the next exit. That's what we call those, the next exit. Notice how I'm not saying exit, but exit. And get gas, he said aloud. So we get gas, okay? That's the verb we use. I need to get gas. You could say I need to fill up on gas as well. Fill up would be the phrasal verb you can use. He didn't know why, but he always waited until he was on E to get gas. So when we say you're on E, that means you're on empty. Okay, E stands for empty. If you hear someone say, oh my gosh, I'm on E, that means I'm on empty. Okay? So his wife got annoyed. Annoyed is like kind of like mad, but more like, oh, come on, like do it. Do what you're supposed to do. Like you're not happy when you're annoyed at someone. Okay? She wished he would get gas sooner. So she wished, she desired, she wanted him to, because she didn't want to end up stranded on the side of the road. So stranded means you're left somewhere with no way out. You're stuck. You might have heard like stranded on an island. You're stuck on an island with no way out. So she didn't want to be stranded because of the gas tank being on E. Okay? Jackson got off the exit and pulled into, another phrasal verb, pulled into the nearest gas station, so the closest gas station. You see me saying gas all over in this because that's what we say. So you can say, yeah, we don't say petrol station, we don't say gasoline station, we just say gas station. Okay. Gas prices were you can say $3.20 or you can say $3.20, but it's more common in the day-to-day. Man, gas is $3.20. Man, gas is $4.50. And people will know what you mean. Okay? He had a 15-gallon tank. Again, we use gallons in the US. We don't use liters. I want to say it's like 4 liters-ish to a gallon. If I'm not mistaken, you can correct me in the comments. Inflation had been tough for Jackson. So inflation means when the cost of everything increases. So food increases, gas increases, housing, rent, everything goes up. So it had been tough, it had been hard. That's a synonym, okay? The cost of food, gas, yeah, and just about everything had increased. He put his credit card in the slot. So you know when you go to a gas station, you take your card and you just put it where it's supposed to go to pay. That's called the slot. Selected, so he chose the type of gas he wanted because there are different types. You know, there's regular, diesel. I actually don't know all of them. He wanted, and he this is unscrewing. We can unscrew a water bottle cap. We can unscrew a gas cap, anything that has a cap. Actually, I have my water here. So it's just that motion going like this. Unscrew so it comes off, and then screw. I'm screwing it back on. I mean, we say putting as well. I'm putting it back on. I hope that visual was useful for you. Okay. Then he put the gas nozzle, so the part of when you take the gas nozzle, it's the part that you take off to put the gas in your car. That long part at the end is called the nozzle. Nozzle into the hole, you know, where you fill up your tank, and he filled his tank. He waited for his receipt. This word people have a hard time saying, so I'll say it again. Receipt. Receipt, you don't hear the P at all. To print, so it's the little ticket that comes out to show how much gas you got and how much you spent. He got back into the car, okay, and he headed home. His wife would be happy to have a full tank of gas, meaning it's filled up, it's not on E anymore. Let's go ahead. I hope you guys liked that. I hope that was useful. Let's move on to some multiple choice questions. So at the end of every story, there are 6 multiple choice questions and there are 6 fill in the blanks. And then there's actually a word list showing if it's a noun, if it's a verb, and just to give you the definition. So it will teach you words that maybe you didn't know. Like for example, this word list has freeway, ding, on E, stranded, inflation, slot, unscrew, and receipt. So it's pretty thorough to help you maximize your English studies. So number 1, what sound did Jackson's car make when his tank was low on gas? Did it make a ding, a beep, a buzz, or a siren? Go ahead and pause the video if you need to. I'll give you just maybe a few seconds for each question, and then you can guess and we'll move on to the next one. It was a ding. That is correct. 2, why did Jackson wait until his tank was on E to get gas? A, he enjoyed the adrenaline rush of almost running out of gas. B, he wanted to maximize his mileage before refueling. C, he didn't like stopping for gas frequently. D, he forgot to fill up earlier. So A, B, C, or D. If you said C, he didn't like stopping for gas frequently, that is correct. There's an answer key at the back of this book as well, so you can check all of your answers. 3, how did Jackson's wife feel about him waiting until the tank was on E? A, annoyed, B, excited, C, supportive, D, indifferent. If you said annoyed, you are correct. Okay, let's do number 4. What was the price of gas per gallon at the gas station? A, $2.20, B, $3.20, C, $4.20, D, $5.20. Do you remember? Do you remember? B, $3.20. Okay, there are still more questions, but I'm going to go ahead and do this last one. How many gallons was Jackson's tank? A, 10, B, 12, C, 15, D, 18. You can let me know in the comments and I'll let you know if you're correct or not on the last one. If you want to continue with the multiple choice and fill in the blank and have all of these stories like I mentioned, you can get this book on Amazon or on my website. Thank you so much for learning with me today. I hope this was a useful class and I hope to see you again next week. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be reminded about every new video. Bye, guys.